What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having an awesome day, and thank you for stopping by the channel. Today I got a short video for y'all of the process and steps that I used to DIY repair the curb rash that was on my Alfa Romeo Giulia's rims. This video is for the 19-inch dark 5-hole wheels that can be spec'd onto the vehicle from the factory. This is both for the Giulia and the Stelvio. I'm sure you could use the same process for any other rims of your choosing. Just make sure you do the proper research for your wheels in particular, and of course, find the correct color code to get a matching touch-up paint. So to start, you're going to need a few things. I will, of course, link the important things down in the description for you guys as well. This is a small channel, of course, so I don't get anything by providing you with these links, but I just want to help you guys out as much as I can so that way you can do this job yourself as well if you want to. So first off, you'll want to get a color code match touch-up paint. I did some research and saw a user on the Giulia forums post from a few years back and say that the Vesuvio Gray color code from Alfa Romeo is a perfect match for the dark 5-hole rims. So I decided to give it a try. So I did get this Scratches Happen touch-up kit from Amazon for $27, as you can see here. And the color code you want is 035BPG1. And this is for the Alfa Romeo Vesuvio Gray. That's that color code for it. You can get this from other places as well. There are dedicated touch-up paint online stores that you can just enter that code in for. They'll probably have you enter like the year, make, and model of your car and choose the color that you want, and then it'll provide you with that matching color code touch-up paint. There is also one sold from Centerline Alpha, and this is that kit if you want to pick it up as well. It's only $15 from them. And it comes with, it just has the little brush built into the cap, which I don't know, I kind of prefer. I only found out about it after the fact, after I had ordered mine, that kit from Amazon. But I probably would have liked, using this one and save a little bit more money as well. You will also need a pack of metal files. You can probably get away with just one. I pretty much just used one the entire time, but there was this 5-piece set I picked up from Harbor Freight for $8. It's the exact same one that I got. It worked out just fine. No complaints at all. You also want some sandpaper. Now the grits that I suggest you getting would be 150, 300, 600, 800, and maybe 1,000 or 1,200. Now, I did not use all of those when I did this myself. I just went with what I had available, which was 150 and 300 grit and a 1,200. Now, 300 to 1,200 is not going to see amazing changes with that jump. Of course, I suggest those other ones to you because I think if you go through those steps of grit from 150, 300, 600, 800, 1,000, or 1,200, it's going to give you the best final result, I believe. So mine, although I didn't have the 600, 800, or 1,000, I'm still completely happy with my results. So if you just want to go the extra step to make yours look that much better, you can. And I would suggest those other grits to kind of make that happen. This is just for reference, of course. I'm just showing it to you on Amazon. You don't have to order it from there. And you'll also want to get some microfiber cleaning cloths. This is just going to be to help you clean up the wheels initially, wipe away any residue from the filing and sanding process, and then also to apply the isopropyl alcohol, which is the last thing you'll need. This will be the final step before you start applying the touch-up paint to the rim. That's just because you want to give yourself as clean of surface as possible to help that touch-up paint stick to the wheel. I'd say 70 to 90%, whatever you have. If you have some at home, it'll probably work out just fine. Again, you just want to use it to help prep that surface for paint. And yeah, that's about it. I'll go ahead and show you the video process now, so stick around for that.
kind of help level it out a little bit. As you can see, the rash is kind of bad. It's kind of chunked into the alloy a good amount. Nothing too crazy, but just want to get this smoother than what it is to help the touch-up paint stick to it. Scratch it up, I guess you could say, a little bit more than it already is, but you know, that's going to be kind of our goal here. And once we get the touch-up paint on there, it's going to look nice. Trust the process. You do want to make sure when you're filing it, you're not creating a sharp edge on the outside here. So you do want to bring the file out a little bit and just make sure, you know, you're knocking down any sharp edges on the outside. Paint that too. I think we might be pretty good. Again, with the way I'm doing it, I'm not worried about getting it super smooth. You know, smooth as the undamaged parts of the rim. Just want to get it smooth enough so that way when the paint goes on, you don't see huge dips or gaps or anything to kind of make it too visible.
So I want to preface this next bit of video and let you know that originally I had only hit the wheel with the metal file and then the 1200 grit sandpaper. I know, not optimal by any means. After that I did 3 coats of touch-up and thought it might be okay because I did also have some rash on the back passenger wheel that I cleared up with just the metal file and 1200 grit, and it came out great. Granted, the back passenger wheel was not nearly as bad as my front driver's side that I'm working on here. So after the first attempt, I was just not happy with how it looked at all. That's when I decided to break out the sandpaper. I said in the beginning to go from 100 to 300, but I forgot that I actually only had 100 and 220 to do this with. It still might not sound great, but after going back at it with the sandpaper and then touching it back up, I'd say the final results kind of speak for themselves.
Again, my goal wasn't to make it perfect by any means, but I still want it to look decent. This is not professional, but it's the next best thing. So we prepped our surface with alcohol. That's drying. We did undo all the work that we've done thus far, but again, I wasn't happy with how it was turning out, so I decided to sand it down a little bit more. Again, you can still see some of those deep grooves from that curb rash that was there. It did get rid of a lot of the smaller grooves with that extra sanding. So I'm going to paint this once again, and I think we'll be happier with the results.
Something to note as well when applying the touch-up paint, it does have a blue tint to it when it first goes on. Don't worry too much about this because it will dry the correct color. The same is true for the clear coat they provide. It goes on kind of bluish, but dries clear. Also, the instructions for this kit says to apply 2 to 3 coats and to wait 15 minutes between each coat, and then to wait 30 minutes before applying a clear coat. I learned the hard way that these wait times are not nearly enough. When I tried to apply a second coat after 15 minutes, the undercoat would lift away because it wasn't fully dry. I suggest waiting 30 to 45 minutes just to be safe. Same thing with the clear coat, except I would suggest probably giving it an hour or 2 before applying it after the last coat of paint. And then you should be good to go. If you pick up a different kit than the one I've shown, your directions may vary, but I would still advise giving it a bit more time than what they may suggest in their instructions. Alright guys, so this is the second day now for the DIY curb rash repair, and I'd say we're pretty much done at this point. So we have all of the touch-up paint applied, I have the clear coat applied, it's all dried up and kind of at a spot where I'm happy with it. And yeah, I'll show you again the before and after pictures. I think it's much better than what it was. From here, you know, on the camera you can see it, you know, up here can't even really tell. And the curb rash that was on there before, you could definitely see it standing from here and even a bit further back. So I'd say it was definitely worthwhile. And again, DIY curb rash repair, I'm happy with it. Not professional by any means, but much better than what it was. I would say the gray itself is a near perfect color match, although I think there's a little bit more sparkle in the touch-up paint, which if you get close to it, you know, you can kind of tell. I don't know if that's just the nature of the touch-up paint, but as far as the gray itself, I'd say it's pretty spot on. But some of these gashes or indents from the curb rash were pretty deep, and honestly those probably would have just required a lot more metal filing, which I wasn't really willing to do or spend the time on, especially without taking the tire off and the wheel off to work on it. But with where we're at, and I'm happy with it. So give this a try. Let me know your results, or if you have any questions or concerns. And yeah, if you want to see more Alfa Giulia content, definitely drop a subscribe. Leave me a like on the video if this helped you out. If you're going to try it yourself. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff to the Giulia. I got a lot more stuff planned coming up here soon, so again, subscribe for that. And other than that, thanks for watching. I hope you'll have an awesome day.